Okay guys, got a 1 litre Fiesta. It's a 1 litre model Montturbo. It's still a three cylinder, but it's just a normally aspirated non-turbo version. We've got the same old problem with the oil light being on, wetted out, obviously deteriorated and clogged up the oil pump. So I'm going to try and clean out the oil pump from underneath without having to take the sump off. So firstly, I've just put in two tins of STP engine flush. I'm just going to let it tick over 15 minutes and give it a good old flush out. Okay guys, I'm back. Right, it's been ticking over. We've dropped all the oil out and everything. Now I made this contraption, a paraffin sprayer. On the end here, brake tube with a very slight angle on it upwards. And you need a small angle there. You need that small angle so it goes between the sump and the bottom of the oil pump. If it's too wide, it won't fit. So it's just a small, like 70-degree angle up there, fixed to the paraffin sprayer. And we've gone in through, if you can see, in through the sump there, through the sump hole, and the oil pump is directly in front of the sump hole. So tip some paraffin in the top of the engine, maybe get a litre of paraffin in the top of the engine, come down and just keep blowing backwards and forwards, up and down, backwards and forwards. Make sure you've got your sump pan underneath to collect all the oil and dirt. Then once you've done that, give it a flush out with some cheap engine oil. I just had some old engine oil left over from a previous job, so just some cheap engine oil, tip it in, let it run through, then new oil filter on, which is down here. Yeah, maybe just see it there, the new oil filter. So new oil filter on, and now you're ready to put the proper ecoboost oil in. I think I'm going to possibly just disconnect the coil pack or something like that, just so it turns over without starting, just so I get the oil pressure up. Then I think that will have cleaned the oil pump out underneath and got all the sludge out. And we didn't have a lot of low oil pressure. It just flashed up once, but I knew exactly what it was once it flashed up. So hopefully we caught it in time. I'll put the fresh oil in now and then start it up. Right, that's it all back up and running. New oil in. A little bit clicky like, but you know, it's done 100 some 1,000 miles, you know, but it's running smoothly there. As you look, no oil pressure lights or anything. It just came on once, just the oil pressure came on once, and we caught it straight away. And then, like I say, give it a good flush out with engine flush, drop the old oil out, tip some paraffin into the top of the engine and blast it out, and let it run through the sump plug into the oil drain pan while I'm blasting away with the paraffin sprayer. Give it a good old clean out. Then once I've done that twice, put some cheap oil in, let that run right through, new oil filter on, new proper ecoboost oil in, which is Ford spec. Yeah, the Ford spec Napa 520 oil, and hopefully everything's okay now. That saves you taking the whole sump off and clean the oil pump out from underneath, you know, which is quite a big job. So hopefully we've got it. So we'll just have to try it now and see how she goes. Yeah, so I forgot to mention, I bought an endoscope camera just to have a look, see if I could see the dirt in the bottom of the oil pump. But the end here is roughly about 10 mil, 8 to 10 mil thick, and it won't go underneath the oil pump, between the oil pump and the pan. It won't go, so you can't look up to see. That's why I made, like I said, the paraffin spray can was about 14-15 quid, and I made the end for it without a bit of brake pipe. And that end there, if you can see there, it just turns up about 5 or 6 mil. So I'm assuming that went underneath the oil pump and sprayed up into it, and I did it a good, 3 or 4 times. Paraffin spray, paraffin in the top of the engine, give it a good spray out, drain it all out. So if the oil light comes on again, then obviously we're gonna have to take the sump off. But I think that's got it.